A Zen monk woke up on Christmas morning and said something that left all his disciples perplexed. He didn't speak of gifts or special dinners, nor did he even mention the word happiness. What he said was so profound that it forever changed the way his students understood the celebration. Today, you will discover what it truly means to live a Merry Christmas through Zen wisdom. And I assure you, you will never see this time of year the same way again. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes I will share with you ancestral stories that will show you the true meaning of Christmas peace. Welcome once again to Zen Wisdom. Today, we have something very special prepared for you. Christmas. That time of year that surrounds us with bright lights, carols on every corner, and a constant bustle of preparations. For many, it is synonymous with joy. For others, it represents stress, expectations, and a frantic race against time. But what if I told you there is a completely different way to experience this season? A way that doesn't require more money, more gifts, or more celebrations. A way that, paradoxically, will give you more peace while demanding less effort. Zen philosophy has been teaching us for over 1,500 years about the true nature of happiness. And believe me, its lessons on how to live fully are especially relevant at this time of year. Over the next 30 minutes, we will explore together 5 profound Zen stories that reveal the secrets of an authentic Christmas. I'm not going to give you empty advice or motivational phrases that are forgotten in 5 minutes. I will share with you millennia-old wisdom, tested by generations of masters who dedicated their lives to understanding the nature of inner peace. So make yourself comfortable. Maybe prepare a cup of tea. And allow me to take you on a journey that began centuries ago in the monasteries of the mountains of Japan. Our first story takes us to 13th century Japan, to a small Zen monastery nestled in the snowy mountains of Kyoto. Master Dogen was known throughout the region for his wisdom. Every year, just before the winter solstice, a date the Japanese celebrated with special rituals, his disciples eagerly awaited the special teachings the master would share. That particular year, the students had prepared modest gifts for their master. One student had knitted new socks, another had carved a wooden incense burner, a third had handwritten sacred sutras. Each one eagerly awaited the moment to present their offering. The morning of the solstice arrived. Snow fell gently over the temple roofs. The students gathered in the main hall, their gifts carefully wrapped in silk cloth. Master Dogen entered silently, sat in front of them, and looked at the packages with a slight smile. "I see you have brought gifts," he said in a calm voice. The students nodded, proud of their preparations. "Very well," the master continued. "But before you present them, let me ask you a question. What gift can a man give who possesses nothing?" The students looked at each other, confused. One of them, the youngest, dared to answer. "Master, a man who possesses nothing can give his time." "Interesting," Dogen replied. "And if he has no time?" Another student spoke up. "He can give his words of wisdom." "And if he has taken a vow of silence?" asked the master with an almost imperceptible smile. Silence filled the room. The snow continued to fall outside. A bird sang in the distance. Finally, the master spoke. "The greatest gift anyone can give is their full presence. Not the time spent beside someone while your mind is elsewhere. Not the words you speak while thinking about what you will say next. But your complete, undivided attention, without hidden agendas, without thinking about the future or dwelling on the past." The students lowered their gaze to their carefully prepared gifts. "Those objects you have brought are beautiful," Dogen continued. "And I accept the loving intention behind them. But remember, when you are with your family, when you sit down to share a meal, when you see someone in need along the way, the most precious gift you can offer cannot be bought or made. It is simply being there. Completely. Think about this for a moment. How many times during these holidays have you been physically present but mentally absent? Sitting at the family table while mentally checking your to-do list. Hugging someone while already thinking about your next commitment. The first Zen lesson of Christmas is this: presence is the most valuable gift. And here is the wonderful detail. It is the only gift that never runs out, requires no money, and everyone can give at any moment. Our second story takes us to a very different context, but with an equally powerful lesson. Master Bankei lived in the 17th century, during a time of great turmoil in Japan. He was known for his ability to teach Zen in a simple, direct way, without philosophical complications. One year, right during New Year celebrations, which in Japan are similar to our Christmas in terms of family gatherings and preparations, the Bankei Monastery received an unexpected visitor. It was a wealthy merchant from the city, completely exhausted. His name was Tanaka, and he arrived at the temple nearly on the verge of a nervous breakdown. "Master," he said, barely able to speak, "I need peace. The celebrations are killing me. Everyone expects me to organize the perfect family celebration. My wife wants the house to look flawless. My children expect expensive gifts. My mother is sick and requires constant attention. My business employees expect their bonuses. I don't sleep, I don't eat well, and I feel my heart is about to burst. Can you teach me Zen? Can you give me peace?" Bankei observed him silently for a long moment. Then he asked, "Have you eaten today?" "No. I haven't had time," Tanaka replied. "Come," Bankei simply said. What Bankei did next is something any of us can do right now, in the middle of the Christmas chaos. And the extraordinary thing is that it works instantly. It doesn't require years of meditation or retreating to a monastery. It is so simple that it almost seems impossible that it is so effective. But before I reveal exactly what Master Bankei did, let me ask you something. Bankei led the merchant to the monastery kitchen. There, he personally served him a simple bowl of rice with vegetables and a cup of hot green tea. "Eat," he said. "Just eat. Don't talk. Don't think about your problems. Just experience each bite." Tanaka, confused but desperate, obeyed. He began to eat. At first, his mind was still racing, thinking about everything he had to do. But Bankei remained seated across from him, completely silent, with a presence so serene it was impossible to ignore. Gradually, Tanaka began to notice the taste of the rice, the texture, the warmth of the tea, the feeling of the food reaching his empty stomach. 20 minutes passed. When Tanaka finished, his shoulders were more relaxed. His breathing was deeper. "How do you feel?" Bankei asked. "Better," Tanaka admitted. "But Master, this is just a meal. How does this help me with all the chaos waiting for me when I return?" Bankei smiled. "The chaos isn't out there," he said, pointing to his own head. "Your wife, your children, your mother, your business. Those are all situations that require attention. But the chaos, that feeling that everything is too much, that you can't handle it, that chaos is created by you when you try to be mentally in all those places at the same time." "When you ate, did you feel chaos?" the master asked. "No," Tanaka replied. "Exactly. Because you were doing only one thing, eating. Peace doesn't come from having fewer responsibilities. It comes from being fully present in one thing at a time. When you are with your wife, be with your wife. When you work in your business, work in your business. When you care for your mother, care for your mother. One thing, one moment, one breath. It's not that you should do less. It's that you should be completely present in everything you do. Holiday stress doesn't come from the activities themselves. It comes from cooking while thinking about shopping, being with family while thinking about work, opening gifts while thinking about how much you spent." The second Zen lesson of Christmas. Peace is not found in having less to do, but in doing one thing at a time with full attention. Before we continue with our third story, I want to ask you a favor. If these teachings are resonating with you, if you feel there is something valuable in this ancient wisdom that can transform the way you experience the holidays and life in general, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. Every week, we share Zen stories that can change your perspective, bring you peace, and help you live more consciously with less suffering. Click the subscribe button and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any teachings. Believe me, your future self will thank you. Now, let's continue with a story that touches on one of the most difficult aspects of Christmas. This third story is especially relevant for those who feel they should be happy at Christmas but are not. In a Zen monastery in northern Japan lived a young monk named Ryokan. He was dedicated, disciplined, and respected by his peers. But there was a problem. Ryokan had lost his entire family in a fire several years earlier, right during the year-end celebrations. Every winter holiday, while everyone in the monastery participated in special rituals and expressed gratitude, Ryokan would retreat to his cell. He did not eat with the others. He did not sing. He simply sat in meditation, with deep sadness in his eyes. The other monks didn't know what to do. Some tried to cheer him up. Others told him he should let it go. The monastery master, however, never said a word. This continued year after year. Until one winter, when Ryokan was 30 years old, something changed. On that festive night, the master silently entered Ryokan's cell. He said nothing. He simply sat beside him in the darkness. Hours passed. Neither spoke. Finally, Ryokan broke the silence. "Master, why have you never told me to get over my pain? Why have you never forced me to celebrate like the others?" The old master took a deep breath before answering. "Because your pain is as sacred as the joy of others. Zen is not about feeling only positive emotions. It is about being completely honest with whatever you are feeling at this moment." Tears filled Ryokan's eyes. The master continued. "The difference between pain and suffering is this. Pain is what you feel. Suffering is when you tell yourself that you shouldn't feel what you feel. Your family died. That causes pain. It's natural. It's human. It's real. But if you add to that pain the idea that you should have gotten over it by now, or that you should be happy because it's the festive season, then you transform pain into suffering." "Then I will never get over this?" Ryokan asked. "It's not about getting over it," the master replied. "It's about integrating it. Your family is part of you. Their absence is real. Honoring that reality doesn't make you weak. It makes you authentic. And over time, you will be able to carry both your love for them and your grief over their loss with greater balance. But that doesn't mean pretending it doesn't hurt." That night, for the first time in years, Ryokan cried fully. And in that crying, without resistance, without judgment, he found something he had been searching for without knowing it: acceptance. Empathetic, direct tone. "Listen carefully. If this Christmas you don't feel happy, that is perfectly okay. If you lost someone this year, if you are going through a separation, if your financial situation is difficult, if you simply do not connect with the festive spirit, there is nothing wrong with you." The third Zen lesson of Christmas is this: true peace does not come from forcing correct emotions, but from honestly accepting what you really feel. Zen teaches us that all human experiences, joy, sadness, excitement, melancholy, are valid. The trap is believing that we should feel something different from what we actually feel. We are now reaching the heart of our journey, and this fourth story is perhaps the most transformative of all. Zen tradition tells us that Master Yun Men, who lived in 10th century China, had a very particular way of teaching about generosity. One day, a wealthy student arrived at the monastery with a large donation. Boxes full of rice, fine fabrics, high-quality incense, and enough money to repair the temple roof that had leaks. The student presented his donation proudly. He expected praise, perhaps an honorary title, or at least special recognition. Yun Men received the donation with a slight bow and simply said, "Thank you. You may leave." The student was baffled. "Master," he said, "I have donated more than most people give in a lifetime. Doesn't this deserve some special recognition?" "Tell me," Yun Men replied, "why did you give all of this?" "To help the monastery, of course," said the student. "And what else?" asked the master. The student hesitated. "Well, I suppose also to show my gratitude for your teachings. And what else? The silence was uncomfortable. Finally, the student admitted in a low voice, and I suppose I expected to feel good about myself, and maybe that others would see me as a good person. Yunmen nodded without judgment on his face. Now tell me, the master continued, does your donation lose its value because you admitted these motivations? The student thought for a moment. No, the rice is still rice. The money can still repair the roof. Exactly, said Yunmen. But listen to this carefully. A true gift is given without expecting anything in return, not even the feeling of being a good person. When you give expecting something, recognition, gratitude, or even just a good feeling about yourself, then you are making a business transaction, not a gift. But master, the student protested, how can one give without expecting anything? Isn't it natural to want to feel good when we help? Yunmen smiled. Of course it's natural. The problem isn't that you feel good. The problem is when you need to feel good. Notice the difference. A flower gives its fragrance without expecting anyone to smell it. If someone passes by and enjoys its scent, wonderful. If no one passes, the flower does not suffer. It remains exactly what it is. When you can give like this, naturally, without an agenda, without needing validation, then you will know the true joy of generosity. And interestingly, only then will you feel the deep peace you were seeking all along. Reflective tone. This story reveals something profound about Christmas gifts. It's not wrong to give gifts or to feel good doing it. The problem arises when our sense of value depends on the reaction of others. When we need our gift to be the best. When we expect a certain level of gratitude. When we feel hurt if we do not receive the recognition we anticipated. The fourth Zen lesson of Christmas. True giving has no agenda. It springs naturally from abundance, not from the need for validation. Can you give without needing to be seen as generous? Can you help without needing gratitude? That is the Zen challenge of this season. We now arrive at our final story, and believe me, this one holds the greatest secret of all. Legend tells us that in the 18th century, there was a Zen teacher named Ryanen who lived in a small temple on the outskirts of Edo, what is now Tokyo. Every year, families from the nearby village would come to ask her advice on how to make their year-end celebrations perfect. They wanted to know the correct ritual, the correct food, the right way to honor their ancestors. Ryanen always listened patiently, but never gave the answer they expected. One year, a young woman arrived particularly distressed. Teacher Ryanen, she said, this will be my first year organizing the family celebration. My mother-in-law is very demanding. My husband expects everything to be like his mother did it. I have 3 young children who are loud and chaotic. I know everything will go wrong. How can I make it perfect? Ryanen looked at her with eyes full of compassion. Come with me, she said. She led her to the temple garden, where there was a cherry tree. It was winter, and the tree was completely bare, with no leaves or flowers. Do you see this tree? Ryanen asked. Yes, teacher. Is it perfect? The young woman examined the tree. Some branches were twisted. The bark had scars. It was not symmetrical. Well, not exactly, she admitted. Exactly, said Ryanen. And yet, it is perfectly a cherry tree in winter. It is not trying to be a pine. It is not ashamed of being without flowers. It does not compare itself to the cherry tree at the neighboring temple. It simply is what it is in this moment without pretense. She turned to the young woman. Your celebration will not be perfect according to the image in your mind. Something will burn. The children will make a mess. Your mother-in-law will find something to criticize. That is absolutely certain. But here is the real question. Can it be perfectly what it is? What do you mean? Asked the woman. I mean, Ryanen continued, that a celebration with burnt food, noisy children, and a critical mother-in-law can be perfectly that, imperfect and beautiful. authentic, real, alive. The perfection you seek does not exist. It is an illusion that steals your ability to enjoy what is actually happening. But if you can let go of that mental image of how it should be, then you can see the perfection in what is. The woman remained silent, processing these words. Rhiannon gently added, "The perfect moment is not the moment without problems. It is the moment you fully accept, with all its problems included." Inspirational tone. And here we arrive at the fifth and final Zen lesson of Christmas, which in fact encompasses all the others. Perfection is not in everything going according to plan. Perfection is in fully embracing what is really happening. That Christmas dinner where the turkey burned but everyone laughed and ordered pizza. Perfect. That moment when your child spilled juice on the new tablecloth but you saw their innocent little grin. Perfect. That family gathering where there was an awkward argument but then everyone hugged. Perfectly imperfect. Now, let's recap this journey we've taken together through Zen wisdom. First lesson. Presence is the most valuable gift. You don't need to buy more, do more, or be more. You just need to be fully where you are. Second lesson. Peace comes from doing one thing at a time. Chaos is in your divided mind, not in your circumstances. Third lesson. Honestly accept what you truly feel. There are no wrong emotions at Christmas or any other time. Fourth lesson. True giving springs from abundance, not from the need for validation. Give like a flower gives its fragrance, naturally, without an agenda. Fifth lesson. Perfection lies in fully embracing what is, not in forcing what should be. These aren't just nice philosophies. They are practices you can implement today in this very moment. What would your Christmas be like if you truly applied these teachings? Imagine being at the family table without your phone, without your mind elsewhere, fully present with the people in front of you. Imagine preparing the meal without stress, doing one thing at a time, breathing between each task. Imagine allowing yourself to feel what you truly feel, joy, melancholy, or a mix of both, without judging yourself. Imagine giving gifts from the heart, without expectations, without needing them to be the best, just authentic expressions of love. Imagine letting go of the mental image of the perfect Christmas and simply enjoying the real Christmas, with all its imperfections and surprises. That, my friend, is what it means to live a merry Zen Christmas. It is not forced happiness. It is not fake peace. It is a deep serenity that comes from being in harmony with reality as it is. I want to share something personal with you before we say goodbye. For years, I too chased the perfect Christmas. I wanted everything to be exactly as I imagined. And every year I ended exhausted, frustrated, feeling that something had gone wrong. It was only when I discovered these Zen teachings that everything changed. Not because my circumstances improved. In fact, sometimes things turned out worse than before. But because my relationship with those circumstances transformed completely. I learned that I can be present even when I'm busy, that I can feel peace even amid chaos, that I can give without draining myself, that I can accept imperfection without resignation. And the most beautiful thing is that these lessons don't apply only to Christmas. They apply to every day of your life, every moment, every breath. Zen is not something you practice only on a meditation cushion or during the holidays. It's a way of living, a way of being in the world that brings peace no matter what is happening around you. If these stories have touched your heart, if you feel there is something here that can change your life, I ask two things. First, subscribe to this channel. Every week we share Zen stories and teachings that can transform the way you live. Click the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Join this community of people seeking to live more consciously and with less suffering. Second, and perhaps more importantly, choose one of these 5 lessons to practice this Christmas. Just one. Don't try to do them all at once. Maybe you choose to be fully present in a conversation today, or to do one thing at a time while preparing the meal, or to allow yourself to honestly feel your emotions, or to give a gift without expectations, or to let go of the image of perfection. One lesson, one practice, and see what happens. There is an ancient Zen poem that says, "The snow falls, each flake in its perfect place. The river flows, without forcing its path. The pine stays green in winter, without pretending to be more than a pine." This Christmas, be like the snow, the river, and the pine. Fall into your perfect place. Right where you are, with whom you are, being who you are. Flow without forcing. Do what you can do, without torturing yourself over what you cannot. Stay green in your winter. Find your center of peace even when everything around seems dormant or difficult. Don't pretend to be more than you are. Human, imperfect, doing your best. That is enough. It always has been enough. Remember, a Merry Zen Christmas doesn't mean everything is happy. It means you are fully present with whatever is happening. And in that total presence, in that deep acceptance, in that letting go of expectations, there is where true peace lies. The peace that no external circumstance can give or take away. The peace that is your essential nature. The peace that has always been with you, waiting for you to stop seeking it outside and recognize it within. Final, warm tone. From my heart to yours, I wish you a Christmas full of presence, acceptance, and authenticity. Not a Christmas perfect by the world's standards, but perfectly yours, with all its imperfections included. May you find peace. Not the peace of someone without problems, but the peace of someone who can remain calm in the midst of them. Thank you for joining me on this journey. I'll see you in the next video of Zen Stories and Tales. And remember, the journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Your step today can simply be to breathe consciously, to be where you are, to be who you are. That is all Zen asks of you. And that is all you need. See you soon, my friend. May wisdom accompany you.